The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Frivolous gossip. The House Speaker and Fred Mitchell dismissing claims that a politician, a drug dealer in 2024, calls for the prison commissioner to resign over what's being perceived as sexist comments. And Americans arrested after a brawl sport. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, it is June. That means it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We are talking about mental health as relates to men and the apparent uptick in suicides and suicide attempts. What's behind it all? We'll try to get to the bottom of that. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, House Speaker Patricia DeVoe and Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell dismissing allegations that a Bahamian politician met with a drug dealer and confidential informant for the U.S. DEA in Parliament in 2024 to discuss a drug deal as frivolous gossip. But some observers calling DeVoe and Mitchell's comments an exercise in gaslighting. The claims were made in a criminal complaint against Jonathan Eric Gardner, who was charged in a New York court last month with cocaine importation conspiracy. In particular, the complaint referred to a specific Bahamian politician whose name was redacted and was referred to as Politician 1, who allegedly met with a drug pilot and an undercover DEA officer in Parliament to discuss facilitating an upcoming cocaine shipment. F&M leader Michael Pintard yesterday demanded that the government address those claims in the House yesterday. Mitchell, in response, initially said he did not know what Pintard was referring to, despite the fact the government released a statement on the allegation on May 19th of this year. Pintard then said he would table the affidavit, which he noted had been available to the public for weeks. Mitchell said the issue did not belong in Parliament. Mitchell failed to note that in opposition, though, in 2020, the PLP tabled a writ of summons in Parliament alleging a $20 million fraud by then Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Peter Turnquest. The PLP at the time vigorously called for Turnquest's resignation as minister, and Turnquest eventually did resign. Five cruise ship passengers arrested at Nassau Cruise Port after they got into a fight. This happened on Monday. The fighting didn't stop at the cruise port. Police say the Americans, 3 women and 2 men, then started a brawl at the police station near the cruise port, which left 3 officers injured and the station in disarray. The incident started at about 4:45 p.m. Police responded to reports of a fight at the cruise port. They say that with the assistance of additional personnel, they intervened and took 3 women and 2 men into custody. They say upon arrival at the station, officers prepared to search the U.S. criminal complainant. Searched the arrested individuals. During the process, a violent struggle reportedly ensued between the officers and the 5 suspects. Police say one female suspect allegedly threw a chair through a southern glass door, causing it to shatter. A male suspect then allegedly kicked out the remaining glass and attempted to escape, but was subdued by officers. Additional police units were requested to assist in restoring order. The 5 suspects sustained minor injuries during the initial altercation at the cruise port and were by EMS. As a result of the confrontation at the station, several officers' uniforms were damaged and 4 officers sustained injuries. Police say 2 officers were hit about the body, while another suffered a laceration to the mouth. 4th officer sustained a serious injury to his left shoulder and was taken to the hospital by ambulance. The 5 Americans were detained in relation to 5 offenses: assaulting a police officer, fighting in a public space, resisting arrest, malicious damage, and disorderly behavior in a police station. Amid backlash and calls for the resignation of Commissioner of Corrections Don Clare, who openly indicated that he intends to hold new female recruits to a harsher standard than male recruits, National Security Minister Miles LaRoda stating that he strongly disagrees with Clare's comments. During a ceremony for the newest cohort of Squad A corrections officers on Monday, Clare told female recruits that they could be quickly fired if they made a mistake, while saying that he would have more patience for male recruits. He explained that the department planned a target of 70 men and 30 women, but settled for a ratio of 60 men and 40 women, which officials still failed to reach, as the department received more female applications than male. The new squad includes 38 women and around 41 men. The commissioner says that the department currently has over 400 women trying to get into the ranks. However, he noted that it was quite difficult locating enough men to apply. His comment sparking controversy from women's advocates who labeled his statement as concerning and discriminatory. Minister LaRoda saying that he summoned the commissioner to his office and told him that he did not approve of his comments. LaRoda addressed the matter after Killarney MP Michael Barnett Ellis requested clarification on whether Clare's comments reflect departmental policy and honor the government's commitment to equal treatment. Barnett Ellis noting that the law prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex. LaRoda says that Clare meant the comments in a jovial manner, intended to be taken in a jovial manner, and that he has written a letter apologizing to the permanent secretary and the minister, and that they intend to meet again soon. A policeman whose home was searched by DEU officers has been awarded $21,500 in damages following his unlawful arrest in 2023. Pedro Heald's lawsuit against the Commissioner of Police and Attorney General was uncontested after they failed to present a defense to the claim of unlawful arrest, false imprisonment, and breach of constitutional rights. Consequently, a default judgment was made on June 20th, 2024. All that remained was for Assistant Registrar Akira Martin to determine how much he would get in compensation. Heald said that he went voluntarily to the Drug Enforcement Unit in New Providence around 1:30 p.m. on March 3rd, 2023, after he was told the unit's head wanted to see him. When he got there, he was met by ASP Dames, who confiscated his phone after calling him a, quote, no-good corrupt officer. Dames told Heald he was under arrest and ordered him into a room and told him not to move. According to Heald, he was never told the reason for his arrest and detention. A 64-year-old Belgian man is facing charges after he allegedly sold shares in a company without approval of the Securities Commissioner of the Bahamas. John Paul Mickelson, who has permanent residency, is accused of selling a 75% interest in Pharmasimple, trading as Myco Consult LLC, to Michael Willems on August 28, 2021 for £7 million. Mickelson pleaded not guilty to a charge of unlawful distribution of securities at his arraignment before Magistrate Kendra Kelly Burrows. He was granted $15,000 bail and has to wear an ankle bracelet and report to the police 3 times a week. And after an island-wide blackout in Cat Island last weekend during the annual Rake and Scrape Festival led to the festival's final night being canceled, BPL extending apologies to residents and festival organizers. BPL saying in a statement that they recognize the inconvenience caused and the impact the outage had on the closing night of the festival. Power company said an investigation revealed that the turbocharger on the unit failed and began to leak oil onto the exhaust manifold, which subsequently ignited and caused a fire. The fire caused the island-wide power outage around 8:30 p.m. Saturday night. Overseas, the United States launching airstrikes early today against Iran after blaming Tehran for the crash of American attack helicopter. Iran fired back at countries in the region, another escalation that threatened to derail efforts to end the war. Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan, all of which host U.S. troops, came under Iranian fire. It was the second time this week that back-and-forth strikes have tested the ceasefire after Iran and Israel targeted each other on Monday. And it again is raising the question of how much pressure the deal can take before it cracks. While U.S. President Donald Trump has insisted that negotiations with Iran to end the war are making progress, he's repeatedly vacillated between expressing such optimism and warning that he was ready to return to all-out war. Meanwhile, Iran has proved resilient despite having faced weeks of heavy bombing, betting that its ability to effectively close the Strait of Hormuz gives it a strong bargaining chip. Pakistan launching new airstrikes on Afghanistan early today in a further escalation of months of fighting between the two neighbors that has killed hundreds. The strikes, which Afghanistan said hit the eastern provinces, shattered more than a month of calm between the two sides. Afghan government spokespeople saying that 13 people had been killed, 11 children, 1 woman and an elderly man, and that 14 other civilians were wounded. Pakistan confirmed that it carried out the strikes, saying it targeted militant hideouts and infrastructure linked to recent attacks inside Pakistan, and that 26 militants were killed. The two sides often give widely differing casualty figures. Pakistan and Afghanistan have engaged in deadly fighting since late February, when Afghanistan launched a cross-border attack on Pakistan in retaliation for Pakistani airstrikes inside Afghanistan. Several rounds of internationally mediated peace talks have failed to produce a lasting truce. A series of long-range Ukrainian attacks hit targets deep inside Russia today, part of Kyiv's efforts to raise the cost of the war for the Kremlin by striking energy facilities and military industries. President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukrainian forces struck several military and energy infrastructure sites, including a military factory that he said supplied components for Russian drones and missiles. In a post on social media, Zelensky said Ukrainian FP-5 Flamingo long-range missiles hit a factory in a region more than 560 miles from the front line. Russia's defense ministry said that air defenses downed 326 Ukrainian drones overnight.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, Team Bahamas could only muster one hit in the gold medal game Tuesday night and were blanked 10-0 via the 10-run mercy rule in 5 innings to a very powerful Puerto Rico team. As the 2026 Pony Baseball 14-under Caribbean and Latin American Championships concluded at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium right here in Nassau, Puerto Rico's starting pitcher Eden Pagan turned into a dominant pitching effort for the visitors, and his team backed him up with 10 runs on 12 hits, including 3 towering 2-run home runs. They won convincingly, of course, and will now go on to represent the Caribbean and Latin American region at the 26th Pony Baseball 14-under World Series scheduled for later this summer. So the Bahamas champs team had just 1 hit coming from Logan Roll early in the game. Read more about it in today's Guardian Sports section. Bahamian National Basketball Association players Valdez V.J. Edgecombe Jr., Giovanna Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, and Eric Gordon are among the headliners on the Bahamas Basketball Federation's preliminary roster for the final window in the first round of competition for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers. The team needs 2 wins in the last 2 games of the first round to confirm qualification for the second round of the qualifiers. And in just her 3rd meet of the 2026 athletic season, Bahamian national record holder in the women's discus, Serena Brown, has already surpassed her previous personal best and now former national record. Brown has been steadily gaining momentum since making her return to the throwing scene following a 5-year hiatus. She produced a massive throw of 61.26 meters at the 2026 Oklahoma Throw Series. Brown's new personal best erased her former national record of 60.92 meters, which she set at the 2021 Blue Marlin Track and Field Series. Finishing second behind Brown was Romy Grease, representing seal throwing. The 27-year-old national record holder overjoyed, expressing what's milestone despite her time away from the sport. Read her comments in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NHL and the Stanley Cup chips, the Carolina-Vegas series largely expected to be a Stanley Cup final in which goals were at a premium and each shift felt like a march up a well-defended hill, and that hasn't happened. Another 2-goal lead went the way of the landline on Tuesday night. The go-ahead shot coming from a 37-year-old on his stomach on one of the great runs in Cup final history. The series now tied after the Hurricanes win 5-3. Again, tied at 2 apiece with the Vegas Golden Knights. The next game set for Thursday night. And a World Cup referee from Somalia who was denied entry to the United States, receiving a crowd of supporters and officials Wednesday as he arrived in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, where he said he plans to be at the next World Cup and urged Somali youths to be proud of their country. Omar Atan was set to be the first referee from Somalia to officiate at a World Cup after making FIFA's final list for the tournament. He's one of Africa's top referees and was named the continent's best male referee in 2025, but he was denied entry at Miami International Airport on Saturday over vetting concerns. U.S. Customs and Border Protection saying in a statement without giving details of those concerns, FIFA subsequently cut him from the tournament's referee list. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a strengthening high-pressure ridge across the islands that's going to support gentle to moderate breezes, hot temperatures, and generally stable weather conditions. But pockets of streaming moisture will continue to generate some isolated shower activity. And a thin layer of Saharan dust will linger across the southern islands, and that's going to be hazy skies. For today, everyone's being advised to remain hydrated and exercise caution while outdoors during peak sunshine hours. UV indices expected to be in the very high to extreme range again today. And as we mentioned, the Saharan dust, due to that presence across the southern islands, air quality will be reduced to moderate levels. And those sensitive to allergens or dust particles should take necessary precautions. Your forecast for today, most areas seeing a mix of sun and clouds today, variably cloudy tonight for the northern half of the country, fair tonight for the central islands. We've got about a 10 to 30% chance of showers or thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 10, falling light and variable at times. High temperatures today around 90, 91 Fahrenheit will make it feel like it's closer to 100 Fahrenheit, especially for the northern half of the country. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. That's your first this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General. Insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way.
You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Guess who's back?
It's that time again for the 31st annual Michael Scuderi Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic.
Bring it on now, let's go.
Whether you're a player or a fan, you don't want to miss this one. The action starts July 13th at the Hope Center. Log on to peaceonthestreets.com and register.
Come on, everybody, we're going!
That's the Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic, where we shoot hopes instead of guns.
Game time.
Hope still lives in community. Join the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group for the Hope Walk 2026 on Saturday, June 13th at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay. Walk alongside survivors, patients, caregivers, and families as we come together in support. Enjoy fellowship, vendors, activities, and our inspiring Hope concert immediately following the walk. Register at gdcancersupportgroup.com.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
To the world, he is your dad, but to you, he is the world. Shower your dad with love with a gift from Kelly's House and Home's Father's Day sale, Friday, June 9th through Saturday, June 17th. Save 20% off selected tool sets, luggage, and fishing, diving, and camping gear, except on net items. Shop at Kelly's House and Home on Saturday, June 8th, and if you are standing on the lucky spot, you could win a gift basket for Dad. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Shop Kelly's House and Home's Father's Day sale June 9th through 17th. Happy Father's Day from Kelly's House and Home.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch shop, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us. You covered.
Your next win is waiting right now at islandluck.com. The quicker you sign up, the quicker you can play, the quicker you can score, and the quicker you can win big. From casino games to sportsbook action and lottery excitement, it's all just a few clicks away. Sign up today at islandluck.com and get in the game instantly. Island Luck. Join the winner's circle now. Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at CFAL.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your number one fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Join me now, Chester Robards. Chester, what's going on with your chair over there? What is that all about?
Maybe it just needs some lubrication.
My gosh. Okay. Wow.
You should get that looked at.
Maybe you should set it in a way that it won't make those noises. Okay, but anyway, good to have you with us.
Glad to be here.
Hope you're doing well.
Hey, I'm well.
We've got quite a bit to talk about in the news, but also this morning, it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Good. And we're going to be talking about that this morning.
I only knew that
because you heard us.
Thanks to an ad that I saw.
Oh, yes. Maybe we'll bring that up, too, when we talk about that this morning. Because I don't know. We are very unserious people. But we'll talk about that and the disturbing uptick in suicides, it seems, and suicide attempts. So that's coming up this morning. But right now, let's get into what else is in the news. And in the news, quite a lot to talk about, as we said. The big headline in the Nassau Guardian, frivolous gossip. House Speaker and the Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell dismissing claims that a politician met with a drug dealer in Parliament in 2024.
Yeah.
Right there in the Parliament building?
Yeah.
Wow.
Seems so.
We're going to get to that, of course. That's a big story. And yesterday we talked about it quite a bit. The surprising comments from the Commissioner of the Prisons, the Corrections... Commission of Corrections, I believe is the right term now. His what's being perceived as sexist comments. We're going to get into that. There are calls for him to resign. The National Security Minister weighing in on this in the House yesterday. We'll get into that again today. But really quickly, I want to talk about this. The videos are going around. And it's just been a year of bad behavior when it comes to social media, fights all over the world. But they are happening here as well with the Americans coming in.
I'm sure they always happened.
You think so?
They just weren't filmed with such frequency.
Brawls just all over the place.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I don't know. I have a feeling it's going up because of the fact that people are recording. And
really?
And people are looking for the things to like and share and get.
But the people who were involved in the heated altercation are thinking about this?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
I really do think the quest for notoriety is really clouding people's decisions and judgment.
I cannot imagine.
Okay.
Because in a lot of instances it goes the other way. It goes against them. Right? All of this,
but they're still
you're about to get fired stuff.
Well,
and other things.
People don't care.
But people have to start caring. I feel like there's less carening now than
what?
Like the overt carening.
Okay.
At some point,
not sure.
Like right after COVID or something, there seemed to be a million Karen videos.
No, I think it's worse.
I don't see them anymore.
Oh, okay. I'll send you some.
I don't really want to
I don't know. And the size of the groups that are spurring people on, I just think something's going on.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah. And it's like, it's almost partly staged. It's like, tomorrow I'm going to fight you, and everybody brings their crew, and it just, something's going on. And the world's civilization is trying to end itself, it seems. Human civilization, at least. But
they always have been.
More now than ever. I don't know. Something's very wrong. And the number of people in the background cheering people on or stopping people who are trying to part the fights, something terrible is going on. And we have our issues in the Bahamas as well. Of course, we've seen many of these. But this is really interesting what happened the last couple of days. So Americans arrested after brawl at Cruise Port. Fighting continued at the police station. Wow. Our LaTanya Roberts writing about it. So 5 cruise ship passengers were arrested at Nassau Cruise Port after they got into a fight on Monday. The fighting did not stop there, though. Police say the Americans, 3 women and 2 men, then started brawl at the police station near the cruise port, which left 3 officers injured and the station in disarray. The incident started around 4:45 p.m. Police responded to a fight at the cruise. According to police, officers responded and with the assistance of additional personnel intervened and took 3 females and 2 men into custody. The complainant was subsequently invited to the police station. Okay, invited to the police station. When will our police start speaking English? Anyway, they were invited to the police station to provide an official statement. Upon arrival at the station, officers prepared to search the arrested individuals. During the process, a violent struggle reportedly ensued between officers and the 5 suspects. One female suspect allegedly threw a chair through a southern glass window, causing it to shatter. A male suspect then allegedly kicked out the remaining glass. What are these people on? Bath salts?
Salt water.
Oh, what? What?
Do it.
Heat stroke? And attempted to escape, but was immediately subdued by officers. Additional police units were requested to assist in restoring order. The 5 suspects sustained minor injuries during the initial altercation at the cruise port and were examined and treated by emergency medical services. As a result of the confrontation at the police station, several officers' uniforms were damaged and 4 officers sustained various injuries. So according to the police, 2 officers were reportedly struck about the body, while another suffered a laceration to the mouth. A 4th officer sustained a serious injury to his left shoulder and was taken to the hospital via ambulance. And the 5 Americans were detained and, detained in relation to assaulting a police officer, fighting in a public space, resisting arrest, malicious damage, and disorderly behavior in a police station.
Wonder how small that fine's going to be.
Wow. Wow, Chester. But were you implying that it would be different if these were Bahamians?
Of course. Straight under the jail. Americans get fined and sent back home.
This texter seems to agree with you. This person says, don't worry, work yourselves up. They will each pay a $200 fine and will be allowed back in the country on their next cruise. Wow, back in this country.
Boy, I don't know. These cruise lines ain't playing no more. They'll ban you.
They banned them from cruising. From cruising. Yeah, as they should. Let's hear from you about it, though. Again, it's not just tourists. We've got many Bahamians. We've got people all over the world. This seems to be a thing. Just big brawls. Yeah. I mean, did you ever see anything like this when you were younger? As in, like, with your own eyes?
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
Where?
All over the place.
You saw it with your own eyes?
Brawls.
Are you trying to say you were involved in one?
No. I was never involved in brawls. Maybe one.
Like more than 2 people fighting?
Brawl. Yeah.
Producer, you've seen, when you were younger, you saw brawls? Yeah. Oh, boy, okay.
You really, must not have gone to school here.
Sheltered. Wow. Okay. Wait. More than 2 people?
Yes.
Yeah?
Did you ever go to Waterloo in the 90s?
Okay.
Early 2000s?
Brawls. Hey, okay. All right, fine. So we're not getting any better or worse as a human race.
Like I said.
We're just the same old trash.
Back then, everybody didn't have a phone to record things and didn't get to pass it around really quickly.
Okay. All right. I guess the same old. Caller, let's hear from you. 323-6232. What are we going to do? 325-4316. Is there anything you can do? 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. People are destroying people's property, people getting hurt.
It helps with evidence gathering, if that helps.
If it's recorded?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should anything be done about the videographer who's laughing and
if they're
carrying on?
I don't know.
And telling you to fight, kick her in the head?
I don't know.
Yeah. Throw that thing on her?
What thing?
Whatever.
Yeah, there should be something against that. We have funny laws. There should be something against egging on a fight.
Yeah. Let's hear from this caller. What say you? Good morning. You're live.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
It's so funny to me, but it's not funny because this has been going on for so long. Like, we are treated like second-class citizens when it comes to foreigners, right? It's like, they're invited to the police station, the probably got me.
Well, they're saying the complainant. So, but I mean, I guess maybe the person had the option of not pressing charges, but they.
Yeah, but if it was a vehement, they'd have been on camera being dragged to the police station. But either way, I bet you that story ended. Just like our Chester said, they were probably fined $100. I was allowed to. All of them were probably allowed to go back on the ship. But all that damage, assaulting a police officer and causing damage to property and whatever, the story should have ended on their court appearance is such and such a day. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, all 5 of those suspects were allowed to just go back on the ship like nothing ever happened, give one probably, $200 or $300 to pay for the uniform or whatever, and just everything gets swept under the rug. I guarantee you that's what happened in that story.
I doubt it.
But
well, I'm not too sure about that one. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure them people slept in jail.
Ben, for a few minutes,
We'll see. I mean...
okay, you all proved me wrong, and I'll call back and apologize to both of you.
Okay. We'll keep you
We'll
posted.
see just how this ends up.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Wow. Boy, sad.
They got to go to court.
Yeah.
They ain't leaving here on no boat.
I think they will have
They
to
ain't
go
leaving
back
here
to
on no
court.
boat. They're going back on a plane.
Yeah. These people were high as a kite on some recreational drug. How do you know that? I mean, it seems like they were. But
wonder where they got the recreational drug.
Dwight, you were indeed sheltered. LOL. Brawls were common growing up, but just not as violent. Not as violent. Less violent brawls. Okay. All right. I mean, again, if you want to call two people, and I've seen those moving fights. You start over here, then you end up 2 miles down the street, and the whole crowd is following you. But I mean, where there are 10 people fighting, I don't know. They just seem to be all the rage today. But Chester says that was what he was doing back then.
I didn't say, I was fighting. I had one incident, maybe.
Wow. Okay. If those were Bahamians, they would have been shot. Come on now. Come on. They're not fit. That's why they got beat up. The police say they're not fit. That's why they got beat. Those visitors should be in prison. Wow.
Saw some pretty fit-looking officers in the video.
I mean, see, this is the thing. You're laughing at me, but think about how sad it is, right? That what? Not that I keep telling you, Dwight, you live in a bubble. You ain't grow up here.
Welcome to the Bahamas.
Dwight didn't see everybody fighting in the streets. Oh, he's so pathetic. Okay, sure, great. I'm the problem. Yeah, they were not allowed to go back to the ship. They are in police custody. Yeah, I believe that. From yesterday's news, the cruise ship departed without them. Yeah, they're going to court without a doubt. That's some serious damage they caused.
Mm-hmm. And damage to the officers? Huh.
Yeah, that too.
They ain't getting
right. If it were the other way around, their visas would have been revoked and other stiff penalties if they had been Bahamians, I think you're trying to say.
Yeah. Bahamians fighting and arrested in the U.S.
Perhaps. Yes.
That's what they mean.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Hi, Chester. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I'm not sure if we have the consistency in terms of how we deal with American visitors, and I say specifically American visitors because they tend to be the majority of travelers to our shores. But there isn't any consistency in how assault on police officers are dealt with when caused by Americans as opposed to when caused by Bahamians. That's very, very documented. One case in particular, I'm sure callers behind me would probably even add to additional cases. But one of the more, recent cases that I remember was a U.S. Marine that caused significant harm to one of our police officers, including fracture. That was in an attempt to detain that Marine. And he was actually allowed to pay a fine and leave the country. A short time later, case downtown again with the Bahamian woman who was charged with she threw a drink on the police officer. Her case ended very differently.
But shouldn't it depend on the matter, the case by case basis? I mean, they're not. You just can't put a blanket.
I didn't hear it again. Say again.
Shouldn't it be based on the situation, the circumstances, and so it should be right? It shouldn't just be a uniform thing, right? It depends on what you did and how severe it was, and whether
that is not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying very specifically that the cases where the Americans were involved were severe cases. This is a case where the Marine literally put the Bahamian police officer in a medical condition. The Bahamian woman threw a drink. I don't think you need a doctor's background to differentiate there. But the point is that the Bahamian woman's case ended very differently than did the police officer. And I'm saying this as someone, Dwight, with a law enforcement background. There is preferential treatment. And I find that to be a very significant weakness and problematic approach to how we deal with the law in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the good bishop was talking about the other day when he had the opportunity to address the legal community, that justice in the Bahamas is not blind.
Yeah.
I think that is the subject of our conversation this morning, that let's not pretend for any minute that justice in the Bahamas is blind. It looks at people based on certain circumstances, and that decides a lot of the outcome. That's not conjecture.
Well, we don't need to guess. We know this for a fact. Yeah, thanks a lot. We know this for a fact just a few months ago, right? An American killed by an off-duty officer. The outcome very different from a Bahamian. Just a couple of days later, killed by an off-duty officer. We can't even get any answers as to who was involved and what's what, and the police have said very little on that matter. They want us to forget about it. Obviously, the whole National Security Ministry seems to want us to forget. No answers still as to what's going on, when this will, if it will, be before the coroner's court. Nothing being said. They've not told us anything, but so we know that for a fact.
See, the problem with a predominantly tourism-driven economy is you have to.
Oh, that's what this is.
You have to protect optics. It's when it comes to when it comes to tourists, right? They try to protect the optics of how someone is treated in your country. Nobody,
but not how
outside of your country cares about how Bahamians are treated. But if they're going to visit your country, they do care about how they will be treated.
I see,
and that is problematic.
I see. Interesting.
Is it interesting? It's problematic, but it is part of the survival mechanism of an economy.
Wow. Let's take this call, and then we've got a lot of your messages to get to. This person's caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Hi. Good morning.
You know, like the gentleman was talking about past incidents. I for one remembered I mean it was like yesterday, the police who was, I guess, beaten up by a tourist on Bay Street had his uniform torn, and the tourist said, "Oh, I didn't know there was a police officer." I don't know if you remember that incident.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
And he was a little slap on the wrist, and he was put back on the ship. We need to adopt, when it comes to the tourist rules and regulations, we need to adopt some of what the ship carry. Because my daughter worked on one of the keys, and I can tell you they have strict rules for the guests. You insult a staff, and you are placed back on the ship, no matter how much money you pay to spend the day on that key, and you're not reimbursed. You can't carry attitude on those keys. You can't act up with the staff. You can't curse and carry on with the staff. Definitely can't fight. You can't even pretend that you pass out or like how some people just play dead in the pool. You can't even do that.
Play what?
You can't even play dead in the pool. Like how some people lay in the pool and pretend that they die or pretend to be drowning. Because she was telling me an incident where a customer did that. He's not even allowed back on the key. His name is on there registered to not be allowed to step foot back on that key whenever he takes another cruise, if he is allowed to. They have strict rules for those cruise ships when it comes to the tourists. We have none. The tourists can literally treat our persons anyway, anyhow, and nothing, almost nothing you can do about it, including beating up an officer and getting a slap on the wrist.
Okay, wow.
We need to adopt some of the rules of the cruise ship when we're dealing with the tourists to show them that, yes, you can come here, yes, you can have fun, but there's certain things you are not allowed to do. Yeah. And that must be put in place.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the call. I mean, let's not jump the gun, right? We don't know what they're going to be charged with. Well, we know what we know what they're going to be charged with, but we don't know what's going to come out of this. Right. If you go by what's happened in the past, I understand everybody being a little skeptical, but who knows? Who knows?
What I don't understand is being electronically monitored in the U.S. For something that happened here. But anyway.
Oh, just saying that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, a court can't require that somebody who is going to face trial here stay here until trial, right? I don't know if that might be an immigration issue or something. Because trial could be years down the road.
Yeah, but it is interesting that we've got quite a few people in the States wearing ankle bracelets because of what they did here, allegedly.
Yeah. And then if they don't show up to court on the court date, what happens? Red notice?
One more call and we'll go to your messages. Hi, good morning. You're live.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to say that I didn't hear the commissioner of police said that there's no impartiality. She said she doesn't condone it for the clip that I heard. But, you know, I'll say this boldly, right? There is a disparity in the way justice is dispensed. We can see it before our eyes. You know, I don't have time to I'm not even looking for congruence here, but for me, I'll give you a quick story, right? I wouldn't say when it happened, but I was pulled over by police sometime, and I was by a client's house to fix a piece of furniture that I had promised to fix. As I pulled off, I had already gotten 2 tickets from the other side of the corner. As I approached Bay Street, the truck spun around and pulled me over, maybe because the bumper was missing off of the car.
Maybe.
You know, and they pulled me over, and they asked me for my driver's license. They said, officer, you're list, I just get 2 tickets there, one for no seatbelt. They said enough the insurance in the car. The car's insured, et cetera, et cetera. They still wrote me up anyhow. So the officers then asked me for my driver's license. I showed him the driver's license in the phone, right, Jester? So when I passed him the phone, he saw a rolled up joint in my hand. So he say, see? I say, see what? He say, the joint. I say, man, officer, that's only a joint. I say, Rasta, man. I say, what you talking about? You don't believe it? They try to break my hand and harass me and can't me talk to you all kind of BS. I turn around and eat the joint. He tell me he can't me to the hospital to x-ray me and all that bullshit. Listen to me.
Okay.
You know, Dwight,
all right. This is radio. You got to watch the language. Apologize for that, listeners. Come on.
52 thought he was on a call with his way.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, that's quite a story. Quite a story. Wow. Text messages, that's safer. This person says here, Dwight, yes, you've had quite a sheltered life. Even I have been involved in a brawl or two. What is going on?
There's nothing wrong with your sheltered life, Dwight.
I thought you were going to say nothing wrong with being in a brawl or two. Everybody's got to be in a brawl at least once in life.
Right,
absolutely. Okay, sure. The need to put on Miami U.S. TV. Please send the Miami videos. Send videos to the... What? Oh, boy. This just shows how us Bahamians hate our own. You see how bad police treat us. Police locked me up because he tried to force drive on me. What? He tried to force drive on me while I was on a pedestrian crossing.
What?
He tried to force drive on me while I was on a pedestrian crossing.
Force drive. Is that some...
Locked you up.
Is that a Jedi thing?
Because he tried to force drive on me while I was on a pedestrian crossing. Honestly, my home is unfair. I don't know which is dumb. Okay.
Force drive is like...
Why they're on the pedestrian crossing?
Using the force.
Wait, who? The officer was driving but locked him up on the...
was trying to fast drive on them as they crossed the road?
Or he was driving while somebody was on the pedestrian crossing? Boy. I mean, that is... You can't do that. Okay. Bahamians... Oh, not this again. They're saying if these had been Bahamians, it would have been shot. And the police would have said they were in fear for their lives.
Y'all got the wrong country. We don't really do that here.
Not in the police station. Maybe if we were in a park. I don't know. Bahamian people have been killed for far less than attacking police officers. Sorry, police commissioner, but it's two different laws and conduct for foreigners versus Bahamian citizens. Wow.
I wouldn't blame the police, though. The police send charges to court.
What do you mean by that?
But the police send the charges to court. They're charged with having a joint. They're charged with having...
Wait, are you saying that in relation to what that person just said?
Yeah, because everybody's blaming the police about this whole justice situation. It's when they get to court when the decision is made about what's going to happen.
They're saying before it gets there, that depending on who you are, you're treated differently. That's what they're concerned about, though. So, I mean...
That's true, too. But I mean, the dispensation of the justice at the end of the day is really...
So it's bad from beginning to end, you're saying.
But that's really where the rubber meets the road, because where a Bahamian would get locked up, you lose your freedom, people go home.
Mm-hmm. Well, this texter says, let's just see how our court system deals with them. They're not the first tourist to beat a police. They will pay a very small fine and then be allowed to leave with our humble apologies. Yikes.
The police might, I don't know, treat them with kid gloves in some instances when they're taking them to the police station or putting them in the car. We might be treated differently, right? But at the end of the day, it's what the courts say you get to do.
Yeah.
Wow. You lose your freedom or you go on a plane and go home.
This texter's, I guess, agreeing with me. Yes, it's more fights. No. They're saying it's not more fights. Okay, all right. It's more people using marijuana and fentanyl, all mixed with alcohol and God knows what else.
What?
Then losing the ability to regulate their emotions. So that doesn't mean more? No? Okay. But those are the people who are being recorded. That's just okay. Last week, a driver was shot by motorcyclists for driving A driver was shot by motorcyclists. The police commissioner has said nothing. A driver was shot by motorcyclists? Just because of what? Or is that something? What are you saying? Legalization of marijuana will unleash a wave of a whole new class of addicts. It's already been documented in Canada in a Canadian study. The law-abiding people who never smoked but feel it's okay now. Okay.
They will go out and fight?
I don't know what's happening. I'm a white Bahamian woman, and I said a curse word to the police officer after he was extremely rude and aggressive to me, and I was locked up and put in a cell. Okay. Were you charged? Were you charged in court? What happened after that?
Yeah, sounds like when I was locked up.
This was after the brawl or something else?
No, I wasn't involved in anything.
Oh.
That just made the police officer mad.
Wow. Why hasn't anyone outside of yourself been asking the same question regarding the police officer shooting after that alleged cutlass attack? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I find it interesting that not even the opposition, I said that too, not even the opposition seems to find it necessary to pursue the answers.
You mean they haven't joined you in your campaign? But that's because maybe they don't know about it.
They what? Everybody knows about it. It was in.
Unless you tell them to join you in your campaign, they don't.
Me, I must tell them to seek answers about a Bahamian who was shot by an off-duty officer in the street.
I agree.
Dead.
They should, but sometimes people are blind to the issues in front of them.
Again, it's likely to go to the coroner's court, but still, well, maybe I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. But still, if this was an officer, is he still working? Okay, from his alleged injuries, we don't know anything. They never said a word, which is very strange. Or maybe it's not strange. I don't know. But this is crazy stuff. Yeah. Please stop. Don't even send us stupid text messages like this. This idiot. Use of the words like bull blank and bull blah, blah, blah are acceptable language even under IRCA rules. Who's IRCA? Which IRCA are you talking about? And it's not acceptable for Guardian Radio. So stop your garbage. It's now common language on CNN. What does this CNN stand for? MSNBC, Washington Post. Go away. You're an idiot. And we're not lowering our standards to that. That's very foolish.
That's right.
Are you insane?
We have people
you felt good typing that? Good Lord.
We have people to protect over here.
What the heck?
Some people over there, they don't want to protect.
Wow.
You go use that language with your kids.
Yeah, well, yeah. Go to the preschool and say that. The police, this is the same person trying to explain what they meant. The police force...
They didn't get it right?
They drove, they forced, what are you saying? Forcefully? Drove while I was walking on the pedestrian. Oh, they sped up while you were on the pedestrian? Oh, they almost knocked down somebody on the pedestrian crossing. And you called them out, and they got upset, and they arrested you?
Hey, that's similar to my situation.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's similar to my situation. I got thrown in the back of the police SUV for telling them they should talk to people a little nicer.
Oh, wow. That's a good thing you're lucky to be here today. Good Lord.
Yeah, the rats in the cell almost ate me. True story.
Lord. Okay. The texts are getting stranger. This happened here? I don't remember. Okay. So a driver was driving. Two motorcyclists were allegedly weaving into his lane, and the driver hit one of them, actually rolled over him. The second motorcyclist rode away, came back with a gun, and shot the driver.
What? Where was this?
When was this?
This was a while ago.
They're saying last week.
The driver lived, I assume.
I don't know. What?
Were they trying to roll over this person?
No, I mean, have you seen these guys?
No, of course. They drive down the middle of the road, honking the traffic as if they supposed to be in the middle.
I don't understand it. We're not jumping the gun. We need to have a standard in place for our tourists. Yes, we welcome you and appreciate you and your business, but when you are here, you will respect our laws in our country. Failure to do so
that is the standard.
Will result in jail time or whatever consequences. In the hotel, when guests act disorderly, they are asked to leave the property or they're escorted by police off the premises. No refund. We need to stop playing. Bahamians can't behave like that anywhere else, so therefore we should not allow our visitors to come here and act disorderly. Again,
the law is the standard. What people are concerned about is how police officers decide to treat visitors versus locals. That's the standard you want changed. But that's an individual decision for each police officer. Do you think it's a code?
All right, so I remember this video. So the guy okay, so you're saying the driver was shot too? I remember this when this happened, where the guy got rolled over on the bike. But you heard about that, producer? The driver getting shot? Or was he shot at? I don't, okay, there's a lot. That's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Everybody's just on edge, angry. So.
Even on the radio, I got cut off.
Even on the radio. Wow. All right, let's take some more calls before we have to go to the news. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning to both of you.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, this is my humble opinion. Remember now, the tourism product says we are dealing with the golden egg. That brings much benefits, but remember now, those who come to our shores, they too realize that we depend heavily on the goose that lays the golden eggs. And in that case, sometimes I feel, my opinion again, that we are a little more guarded in the way we would react to these situations. So, again, my opinion, I hope going forward, let's start from today. Let's look to the future and see if we can get another goose to lay some eggs so that we wouldn't be so dependent on persons who believe, well, they need us. That's my humble opinion. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Diversification.
Wow. One more call. Yes. Good morning. Call. You're on the air. Hi. Are you there? Turn on your radio for us, please. Are you there? Okay. Let's take that other one there. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Hey, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. I came to work late today. Who you got to work today?
Chester.
Chester's here.
Chester, sorry about that, but sorry, I caught it a little late, but I hear y'all talk about the goose with the golden egg, but you know.
Well, bad behavior from tourists.
Oh yeah, man, yes. Well, I understand. I don't know. Those guys, we really have to make an example of them, man. You know, I don't know if you guys remember staying down there by Senior Frogs a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was terrible, man. So something needs to be happened, right? But wait, when it comes to I mean, I know it mightn't be related, but when it comes to the goose that lays the golden egg, I hope that possibly that we could have some ownership of the egg, so that once it's laid, right, a part of it will stay inside the country and help us to grow and develop. Have a nice day.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're going to go to the news. We'll pick this up afterward. A lot more to talk about on this Wednesday morning. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Until she find a tree, struggle up on a busted knee, tuck away her queen size coffin.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Float, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:19, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Hope Walk 2026. Join the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group for Hope Walk 2026 this Saturday at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay Park. Walk in honor of a survivor, in memory of a loved one, or simply to support those facing cancer today. Register now at gdcancersupportgroup.com. Hope Walk 2026 this Saturday morning. So in your weather for today, we've got a strengthening high-pressure ridge across the country that will support gentle to moderate breezes, hot temperatures, and generally stable weather conditions. But pockets of streaming moisture will support isolated shower activity across some parts of the area. Also, we've got a thin layer of Saharan dust that's going to linger across the southern islands, producing hazy skies. So we're not expecting many changes for the rest of the work week as high pressure continues to dominate weather across the area. Expect hot temperatures, gentle breezes, and generally stable conditions, and that's going to help to limit shower activity. By Saturday, though, shower and thunderstorm chances are expected to increase across the southern islands as a trough and its associated moisture will move northward into the area. This pattern will support increased shower and thunderstorm activity across the southeastern islands throughout the weekend. Ahead of that, though, and for today, everyone's being advised to limit outdoor activities during peak sunshine hours as the UV index is expected to be in the very high to extreme range. And as we mentioned, for the southern islands, the presence of Saharan dust will help to diminish air quality. And for those sensitive to allergens or dust particles, you'll need to take some necessary precautions. Your forecast for today, most areas looking at a mix of sun and clouds, turning variably cloudy tonight for the northern half of the country, fair tonight for the central islands, just about a 10 to 30% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. High temperatures today getting up to around 90, 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. The heat index, though, will make it feel like it's 99 or even Fahrenheit, 38 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Thursday, tomorrow, partly sunny, turning mostly fair at night. Pretty much the same for Friday. By Saturday, most areas looking at a mix of sun and clouds, but the southeast Bahamas will be partly cloudy and elevated rain chances for those islands. By Sunday, again, variably cloudy for the northern half of the country, partly cloudy elsewhere. And a mix of sun and clouds by start of the work week next week, Monday. In the tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation unexpected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're ready to refresh your space, head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. And at 8:22, time for a check of traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. In your real-time traffic, we've got a number of hot spots for you. We've got Tawny-Williams-Darling Highway looking particularly busy this morning, especially if you're heading westbound, just west of Bahamas Games Boulevard on the way to Milo Butler Highway. Heavy traffic for you westbound. Milo Butler Highway looking busy for you as well, from south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight through to that roundabout with Tawny-Williams-Darling Highway. Six-legged roundabout also seeing issues on the John F. Kennedy Drive side. That's eastbound to the roundabout, and a bit of slow-moving traffic on the southbound side on your Providence Highway. A bit of congestion for you once you get north of Munnings Road. Slow-moving traffic there, northbound. On the John F. Kennedy Drive side, westbound, though, we're seeing some heavy traffic there. And slower than usual traffic eastbound towards the roundabout with Prospect Ridge Road. Heading into downtown, just east of Arawak Key, we'll see heavy traffic on West Bay Street as you approach Nassau Street, and Eastern Road looking busy for you westbound, just east of Fox Hill to about Johnson Road, Prince Charles Drive, and the major intersections, especially heading into Robinson Road, west of Soldier, all the way up to Marathon East-West Highway, Old Trail also. Heavy northbound traffic for you this morning. And as usual, Independence Drive, Both directions seeing heavy traffic between the roundabouts of Blue Hill and East Street, especially eastbound on Independence Drive right now at this hour. That's what we're looking at in your real-time traffic. That's your Morning Blend Traffic Alert, brought to you by NUAinsurance.com. Visit your nearest branch for an instant motor quote. Stop by. Whether you prefer a face-to-face chat or handling things online, they've got you covered.
We got some jokey leaders in a jokey town. A three-ring circus, what a bunch of clowns. They're joking and they're jiving, but they're messing around. We got some jokey leaders, what a bunch of clowns. Hey! What? Come on! Oh, yeah! Watch this! The House of Parliament must see a jokey place. 'Cause all I see is laughing when I look in at their face.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight, Strachan, Chester Robards. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. That is this month, June. I've got a lot of issues that we're seeing, especially regarding men in the country and mental health. We'll be talking about that and the apparent uptick in suicide attempts and suicides we're seeing here. That's coming in just a few. We continue with what's in the news, though. The big headline of the Nassau Guardian, frivolous gossip. The House Speaker and the Fox Hill MP dismissing claims that a politician met with a drug dealer in Parliament in 2024. For more on what happened yesterday in the House, take a listen to this report from our Vonique Toot. Let's get to that report right now.
Get on the ground!
House Speaker Patricia DeVoe shut down attempts by opposition leader Michael Pintard to address reports that a Bahamian politician was referenced in a U.S. affidavit dismissing the matter as frivolous and malicious. According to a criminal complaint filed in the Southern District of New York, a Bahamian politician met with a drug dealer and a confidential U.S. law enforcement source in Parliament back in 2024 to discuss a possible drug deal. Before the budget debate resumed in the House of Assembly on Tuesday afternoon, Pintard said it was important to address the matter in light of allegations surrounding a meeting that allegedly took place in Parliament.
I would have expected that some comment officially would have come from the Parliament relative to this matter, which is of great public importance. And I'm wondering if at some point, whether or not Madam Speaker or someone she designated will address this issue, because we found it absolutely strange that something of that magnitude that could affect the reputation not just of the Parliament, but by extension the country, it warranted a discussion. It warranted at least a statement.
Despite widespread media coverage of the sworn affidavit, which claimed that plane crash survivor Jonathan Eric Gardner was allegedly moving tons of cocaine through the Bahamas with the protection of Bahamian government officials and high-ranking politicians, Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell said in Parliament that government officials had no idea what he was referring to.
Last week, members showed up from the other side with some legends on their chest, something about, that's what I saw somewhere. I also know that must have been adopted from an untested document which is floating around from a foreign source. You are now seeking to put that into this formal place. We would oppose any such reference. It is untested, it is prejudicial, and it holds no place in this Parliament. And if you want to engage in public gossip, that's your business.
In response, Pintard urged the government to issue a statement denying the allegations if they are false. DeVoe said the House of Assembly is a place for debating and passing laws, not for discussing unverified claims. She advised Pintard to visit the nearest police station if he had information he wished to report.
I would even ask my sergeant of arms to escort you to go and lay it and put in the evidence that you have and let the investigation begin. And when the investigation is conducted and it's completed and it comes up the evidence is either true or false, then come back and report here to the House of Assembly.
She went on to dismiss the allegations as gossip.
I have Bamboo Town to care for, okay? And while I care about what goes on in the country, I am not allowing frivolous gossip or malicious gossip that they said happened in the Parliament. Of course I care if it happened in the Parliament, but where are the facts? Where's the truth behind it? Where is the evidence? And once I would have had that, then I could address from this chair. But I cannot go off gossip.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Monique Tude.
Okay. So again, this is everyone's playing like they don't know what anyone's talking about here, despite the fact that the government released a statement.
Is an indictment gossip?
Maybe in the Bahamas. But the government released a statement about this back in May.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it gossip then?
I don't know.
Again.
In fact, let's read that statement again, right? Remember what they said in May? This was May 19th, yeah? The government of the Bahamas has seen the allegations arising from a U.S. investigation as reported in the press and takes this matter extremely seriously. The government of the Bahamas will reach out to the relevant U.S. authorities to seek the sharing of information, obtain any available evidence, and establish the facts through the proper law enforcement channels. Local law enforcement authorities will also commence their own inquiries. Has that happened? Because apparently nobody wants to engage in gossip. To date, the government has received no official information identifying any public official in relation to this matter. The position of the government of the Bahamas remains wherever wrongdoing is established, any person involved will be held accountable without fear or favor, and the chips will fall where they may. So,
unless brought up by the opposition, of course, then it's frivolous.
So maybe someone can explain what it was that Pintar wanted to do that would have been at issue with the statement they had previously issued,
Wasn't he just like asking for?
Just for it to be on the record,
for it
right?
to be on the record for more. I'm sure he's asking for more information. Where they're at with it.
You know, the rules of the House are so interesting. You know, who knows? Probably violates some 1700 something, and perhaps, but it doesn't seem to. I don't even know what to say. What are we doing?
What did the Prime Minister said in the House the other day when he was talking about Michael Halkitis? We're all honorable in this House. What does that mean?
Whatever you want it to mean.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just. We could say that.
No, really. What does it mean?
Maybe we could. Is there a law against it? What if we all started calling all of our hosts honorable? Can we do that on Guardian Radio? Why not?
Why not?
Stay tuned for the Honorable Aaron Green once this show's finished, and then the next we'll say Honorable. Joining me this morning is the Honorable Robards.
I want to be right.
Honorable. You want to be right? Need to be here for a few more years.
Total lie.
It's just a word. It's just a word. What say you, caller, though? I mean, what's going on here? So it's frivolous gossip? Huh. What say you? Good morning. You're live on the air. Okay, well, that's frivolous gossip there. Yeah, because we're asking questions, and that's what they're trying to do now. Everything's dismissed. They've got the trolls calling people and dismissing them and making videos and making voice notes and sending out pictures and talking about people because you're asking questions. You're obviously an op. You're opposed to everything they do, which doesn't make any sense.
And then you force Fred Mitchell to get up and be super verbose in the House about everything he says. Just stick to the statement, right? And the speaker she tends to kind of emotional about how things happen in the House, but you got to stick to the script. If you put out a statement in May and said we're doing this about this particular thing, stick to it. Don't stand up and call it gossip because you responded to the gossip. very seriously, in a serious manner. You know, Fred Mitchell's calling it prejudicious. All we want to know, and this is the people's business, is what happened. Where's your investigation? How far have you reached in talking to the Americans?
Right.
Those things.
Where is the local investigation?
Right.
What have you uncovered? Who's heading the team? Who's looking into this?
All of the above.
Who knows? Is somebody related to people? We'd like to know. Why don't we know this? What's going on? Do you have a timeline? Do you have a deadline for the team to come back with anything?
No.
Or was it just words?
It's as you said,
like honorable.
It's simply been dismissed. After you put out a serious statement, you dismiss it as gossip.
Shove it in the back.
How? That don't even make sense.
And then you have people calling in to say nonsense. Wow. Dare we take another call? We only have a couple minutes. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
I'm old enough to laugh because I don't know why any Bahamian person who's lived in this country long enough would have expected a PLP government, a PLP that is a majority in the House, where possible PLP politicians...
But is it about them? Because I don't know if it would be different if it were...
involved, if potential PLP politician is involved in drug trafficking, would be willing and open to talk about, discuss, and put on the parliamentary record a view that would make the PLP look bad. Y'all naive. That'll never happen. This is a PLP government made of PLP people who believe it is rules for thee, but none for me.
Wow.
I can guarantee you, if this was an F&M government and there was an F&M politician caught up in this, they would be having marches down Bay Street.
Oh, they would
carrying on like bad people.
The PLP would be carrying on.
Your expectations are a little too high. That'll never happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it depends on who would be leading the F&M. But I hear what you're saying. The PLP would be carrying on if that were the case. But the problem is us, though, if that is right, because we're just allowing it. We're just going to allow them to say it's frivolous gossip. We're just going to sit back and you issue a statement a month ago and you've not given us any update. We're just going to, Well, we're two clowns, as you heard from the
naive clowns.
Well, we'll add that to it too. But
we're honorable though.
No one's saying anything. No one's demanding more information. Right? Everyone's dismissed my calls for information on what happened with the second police-involved shooting. Nobody's answering any questions. Yeah. It's just shut up, ignore them, and that's where we are.
But again, going back to the statement, the problem is after yesterday's comments by two people in the House of Assembly, what are we to make of their statement? Mm-hmm. Are we to still take it seriously? If this is your position?
It's a very interesting question. Very interesting. All right, we're going to do one more call, and then we got to go to the messages, and we got to get to a break. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Yeah, Dwight, Chester.
Hi.
Yeah, just like the lady said, I can't see the PLP putting themselves inside no type of way. And like you, and your question was if it's all about them, and it's all about them. We elect governments or we elect parties to go into our governance to protect the sovereignty of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But for the last 4 decades, we saw a shift from all of that. Right, that's where we are today. Right, where it's more important to protect the Prime Minister and the party, and right, because the country is something to need no protection. That's what is being demonstrated to us, right, for decades. So, until we the people can understand that we just can't sit down and allow people to tell us anything or say anything, because at the end of the day, Dwight and Chester, is it gossip that Mr. Gardner was wanted by the America and now locked up inside. Is that gossip?
Depends on who you're asking, apparently. It depends, right?
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's read these messages as we go to the break. This person says here, when citizens continue to elect corrupt officials, they're no longer victims but accomplices. They're not honorable. They are horrible. Whoa, okay.
And that's why they didn't come out.
To
They
vote.
didn't want to be accomplices.
No, boy. With the threat of repeat power outages this summer, do you remember when the speaker said she did not want to hear another word about electricity and BBC or BPL? You remember that story? Now she tells us she doesn't want to hear another word about a sworn affidavit submitted to a U.S. court that cites video evidence of a cocaine deal being negotiated in the House of Parliament. Remember the 33 faces who have said nothing in defense of the Bahamas. Whoa. The speaker gives the impression that she is in control of what is going on. However, the indictment suggests that she has no clue what is going on in the precincts of Parliament. She ought to be embarrassed. Well, I don't know about this. Okay. Of what has allegedly taken place, as most right-thinking Bahamians are. It seems as... okay, I'm gonna stop there. That's a bit much. There's a new definition of gossip, which includes sworn affidavits for indictments. Yeah, well, sure. Like I've said before, and we'll say it again, I welcome the invasion from the north. What?
Canada?
Filed court documents are not gossip. According to Fred Mitchell, it's a nothing burger. The chips, potato chips, will fall where they may, but will they do the honorable thing once the U.S. releases more information?
Will they change their tune if there's more information?
We're just too politically driven in the Bahamas, and this is so sad. Lots of crazy talk on the text line. People talking about other people who should come and take us over. Oh, boy. The Prime Minister was supposed to get the name of the politician involved in the case, in that other case. Has anything happened there? Again, how many of them are there? Is it the same person? They know we see politics as a team sport.
Maybe we should join CARICOM and mind our business.
We're already a part of CARICOM. What do you mean?
Are we?
Wow. Okay. We're going to leave that there for now. When we come back, we're talking about mental health. We think we really need to have this conversation. Men's mental health and mental health in general. And later in the show, we'll get to the calls for the prison commissioner to resign over his comments. So a lot more to come. Stay with us here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
What a bunch of clowns. They're joking and they're jiving, but they're messing around. We got some jokey leaders. What a bunch of clowns.
I'm here on a tour. Here's the show-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the watercolor in paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, pastels, dyes. Oh yeah, we also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil, shrimp,
clays.
stew, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Not all water is created equal. Consider this. You've got many sources of drinking water at your disposal, and they seem like viable options. But are they? Now consider this. Quenching your thirst with water that's perfectly pure. AquaPure water has been tested and proven to be perfectly pure. If quality matters to you, reach for a bottle of AquaPure. Be sure, AquaPure.
Hope still lives in community. Join the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group for the Hope Walk 2026 on Saturday, June 13th at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay. Walk alongside survivors, patients, caregivers, and families as we come together in support. Enjoy fellowship, vendors, activities, and our inspiring Hope concert immediately following the walk. Register at gdcancersupportgroup.com.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows on my wall. All night, hearing voices telling me that I should get some sleep, because tomorrow might be good for something. Hold on, feeling like I'm headed for a breakdown. And I don't know why, but I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unaware. I know right now you can't tell, but stay a while and maybe...
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong along with Chester Robards, changing gears a bit, maybe not that much, I don't know. But mental health, it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And we are very happy to have with us from the Bahamas Psychological Association, Dr. Richard Adderley. Dr. Adderley, great to have you with us.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. All right, so again, the month is focusing on men, but we may get a little broader than just men. But are men in general taking their mental health seriously from what you're seeing?
We've seen a slight increase, but... there's still a lot of room for growth.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we've noted, it appears there's an uptick in suicide attempts and suicides here. What are the facts, and what do we think is accounting for this?
Okay, well, mental health, suicide, and the mental health crisis, they're all connected. And what we're seeing is that us men struggle in silence. And when emotional is untreated, when our families don't know where to turn, we often see the results as some form of tragedy. We've seen an increase in the number of suicides that we, and I think public awareness, we are a little concerned. But we have the realization, right, is that men often suffer just as much as women do, but men just suffer quietly.
Mm-hmm. What are the reasons? What is it? Relationships? Is it finances?
Is it just the role of the man?
Yeah, societal pressure. What are we looking at?
Well, let's start with culture. Okay, many Bahamian men grow up hearing, "Be strong," don't cry, stop being a little sissy, handle your business, man up. And so we've been told that as a man, you just don't express certain things. It's a sign of weaknesses. If you have to go to another man to say, look here, boy, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? I'm feeling this way. people look at you sometimes as being a letdown. Okay, and so we've been told to internalize. We've been told to be strong even when we're not feeling strong. And what we see is that, according to the World Health Association, suicide is usually not caused by one factor. But what happens is that there are multiple pressures occurring simultaneously. And so what you see is that someone may be experiencing financial stress, but at the same time, they may be going through a relationship breakdown, possible job loss. They may be abusing some type of substance. There could be chronic illness, loneliness, trauma, depression. And then this is to go get the feelings of hopelessness. And a lot of men that I've counseled with recently talk about this experience of feeling hopeless. Right. And one young man specifically said to me that when you get to a point where you lose all hope, says that suicide seems almost inevitable.
Oh my gosh.
And so the thing is that how do you and Dwight, this was an eye opener for me because in my life I've gone through some experiences. We've all gone through experiences, but I can never remember being without hope. And so I think when persons get to the point where they're without hope, then that's when suicide becomes even more attractive.
Wow.
And I read a body of research that says that many men who attempt suicide do not necessarily want to die. But what happens is that they often want the emotional pain to stop. They want relief from the overwhelming stress. And they want to escape from what feels like an impossible situation. That seems to be one of the drivers why persons, especially men, attempt suicide.
Yeah. You mentioned it. Instead of talking, we can imagine that a lot of men are trying to cope with substances like alcohol and drugs, but that probably makes things even worse, right?
Yeah. Because what it does is that we've been told that if you use substances that you actually cope. But guess what? It does make it worse. It makes it worse. You see, because that's another problem that you have to address.
Yeah. Wow.
Are you saying that a lot of this hopelessness starts with relationship problems, or is it just life problems? Trying to
I think
keep
it's
up
life.
with bills?
It's life problems. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a combination. It's being hit, having a double, triple whammy all the same time. And whereas some of us learn how to cope early on in life, there's some individuals who don't know how to cope. So I'll give you some preventative information. There are 4 key areas that young people need to be able to survive. Okay, the first one is goal setting. Okay, and as parents, as adults, as mentors, one of the things that we want to do is to get young men, especially, to establish goals for themselves, goals that they can work towards, short-term and long-term goals. The second key skill is decision-making. Being able to make decisions, being able to weigh the pros and the cons, also being able to bounce back when decisions don't work out. And so there's a resilience sort of building. The third is communication. Okay, and communication means how do we get young people to talk? How do we get young men to express what's going on with them? How do we get them to share? How do instead of walking around and pretending that everything is okay? How do we get them to say that? I feel rejected. I feel lonely. Okay. And then the fourth is stress management. How to identify the stresses in their lives, how to rid themselves of stresses, you see. And so these are 4 key areas that we want to equip young men with from an early age. So what happens is that as they get older, when the stresses hit them, they're unable to find adequate coping skills, or they choose poor coping skills. And poor coping skills include the alcohol, the marijuana, the cocaine, the violence, okay, as a means of easing the pain. But the things that they're using to ease the pain contribute to even greater issues.
So how are we getting young men to understand those 4 goals? I mean, I don't know, are we learning this in schools, or do you have to go to a therapist? How are we getting that message across?
Well, I know one, I'll tell you, I'm a part of a group, Focus on Youth Bahamas, where it's a decision-making curriculum that's now being supported in all government schools, grade 6 through grade 9, and it helps young people with decision-making skills.
Wow.
But secondly, through talking, through spending time with persons, through talking with other men. Dwight, I'll give you an example. During COVID, the barbershop group became very popular for me because we had to make appointments in the morning, and there were only a handful of persons who could be in the barbershop at any one time. And I started going at 6 o'clock in the morning, and conversations with 2 or 3 other men in the room, we started to talk about issues. And it's amazing. The amount of issues. Men love to talk. They want to talk if they feel it's a safe space and if they're encouraged. And 5 years later, that barbershop group has grown immensely.
Wow.
To the point where on a Sunday morning, we have about 6-7 persons a day at the same time. Men who are talking about basic issues, just home issues, work issues, self-image issues, self-awareness issues. And the fact is that most of them say to me now, this is good, this is good. See, women have had the edge on us for a very long time. I often wondered why a woman would feel comfortable sitting in a hairdresser store for 6 hours.
Right.
Okay, but they talk and they share, and women have been raised to talk. I often give this example. Something will be bothering my wife, and she'll come home, and she'll call her sister, and then she'll call a friend, and she will talk. And by 1 o'clock, she comes to bed, and I say, how you feeling? And she's saying, I feel relieved. I got everything off my chest. But I'm me, and I know the struggles. I'm a psychologist. I know the benefits of it. But when things are weighing down on me, I go quiet. I sit. Like my grandmother said, I fret. You see, and you think and you think and you think and you think. And then you don't want to share it with any other men because sometimes you wonder, are they going to laugh at me? What are they going to think of me? Are they going to think less of me? Okay, and so there's this tendency to just internalize. Now, there are a couple of things that I'd like to see happening. First of all, I think that the workplace is one of the best places for us to start having these conversations. You see, we spend 8-10 hours each day at work. We spend most of our wake time with our coworkers. Right. And so I feel that, we are our brother's keepers. And I think this is where we begin to see signs of issues. In the last few suicide attempts that I've worked with, and I've talked with employees or colleagues, they all say to me there were telltale signs, that he mentioned so-and-so, that he seemed depressed, that he talked about having issues at home. He talked about having issues in a relationship. He talked about feeling lonely. He spoke about feeling unloved. But we just simply brushed it by, you see? And so the thing is, people start to give little hints. You see changes in them. You see, isolation. Sometimes you wonder if they're a little intoxicated too frequently. But this is an opportunity for us to begin to explore, okay, conversations and to reach out. So I think sometimes when we see someone who seems to be not like how they typically are, it's our duty as colleagues to reach out and say, is everything okay? Mind you, they may not talk to you, but the fact is that if we keep asking, okay, then I think that's a start. Yeah, I think secondly, at the home, I think families ignore signs too long. I think some of the issues that young adults experience stemmed from childhood. I think some of the behaviors were being observed early on. Again, when I see young men who have shown suicidal tendencies, Parents tell me that, when he was 6, it was suggested that he see a psychologist, but we just brushed it off,
boy.
And when he was 11, he got into some problems, He's always alone, and he always kept things to himself. He always gets very, very, very angry, And so they have noticed the behavior over a period of time, but the fact is that they just do not address it.
Yeah. Dr. Adderley, clearly we're going to have you back to talk about this more. Before we let you go, I know the last time we had the Bahamas Psychological Association on, it was mentioned that the work was being done to convince the police to not regard suicide as a crime and to change the reporting on attempts. Obviously that hasn't changed, but any progress being made with that?
Yeah, we've seen a lot more police officers who are coming in for volunteer for training to understand the sensitive part of the job. And we've also engaged them in employee assistance. A lot of them are doing industrial organizational training so that they better know how to deal with persons who present these types of issues. Mm-hmm. So there's been some progress, yeah.
Okay. And we're going to have to talk about getting Focus on Youth Bahamas on the show as well, so we can learn more about that program.
Definitely.
But thank you so much. I know you have to go. You have an appointment. But Dr. Richard Adderley with the Bahamas Psychological Association, really quickly, how people can get more information or resource numbers or websites, anything that folks can
just go. We've got a Facebook page that's very, very popular. And then a website, Bahamas Psychological Association, or on Facebook, the Bahamas Psychological Association, and you can just message us, and all of the information is available there.
Okay, we'll talk again soon. Dr. Richard Adderley, thank you very much, and Bahamas Psychological Association, keep up the great work that you're doing. Again, it is...
Thank you.
Thank you again. June, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Check on your loved ones. Check on them, men, women, children, everybody. We have to see this as a partnership. We definitely do. Yeah. We're going to take a break for news and be back with a whole lot more. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards. And this morning we continue to talk about the issue we brought to you yesterday, the very surprising comments from prison commissioner, the Commissioner of Corrections, Don Clare. About the challenges they're having recruiting men to work at the prison, and an overwhelming number of applicants, female applicants, but they're looking for a larger number of male applicants, and it's just not happening. They're having a hard time finding men who can meet the very minimum requirement they have, which is 5 BJCs. They can barely find people with 2, apparently. We've got a big crisis in the country. Big crisis. So we want to get to that, more on that today. But the comments that the commissioner made in front of some recruits earlier in the week, we were disturbed by them yesterday, and now others are as well. They're even calling for his resignation. We're going to get into all of that this morning. And it was brought up in the House of Assembly yesterday. National Security Minister Nat'l LaRoda talking about it yesterday. Take a listen to what he had to say in this report from our Vonik Toot.
National Security Minister Nat'l LaRoda publicly chastised Corrections Commissioner Don Clear for comments he made during a signing ceremony for trainee correctional officers, telling Parliament he does not approve of what he described as discriminatory remarks. On Monday, Clear told female recruits he would let them go if they made mistakes, but said he would massage struggling male recruits into line because qualified men are in short supply. LaRoda said he met with the prison chief after becoming aware of the comments, which have public backlash.
I was made aware of a statement made by the Commissioner of the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services with regards to discriminatory treatment of male and female recruits. I also was made aware of a statement that was made by the Honourable Member for Kalani. As a result of that, I summoned the Commissioner to my office and I told him that what I had read in the papers, I told him that as a Minister for National Security and as a part of this government, I strongly disapprove of the words that we use.
LaRoda said he pointed out to Clear that many women hold senior leadership positions in the country, including the Commissioner of Police and the Speaker of the House of Assembly. However, the prison commissioner maintained that the comments were made in jest.
He said that he told me that his conversation was made in a jovial conversation with his recruits. I told him, notwithstanding that his position carries a lot of weight, that there are females in his institution and there are other females in any institution in the country that should not be subjected to those type of words, even if it was said in jest or just jokingly. I told him that there is no place for that.
The National Security Minister said Clear has since submitted a written apology and that a follow-up meeting will be held to discuss the matter further.
I read a letter that he wrote apologizing to the Permanent Secretary. Myself and the Permanent Secretary will meet with the Commissioner again sometime this week to further discuss the matter and that we strongly disagree with those words that was used, and that there's no place in our country where a leader could feel comfortable in saying that females in particular would be treated differently from males, especially institutions that have been dominated by males.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonik Toot.
Okay. So he's gonna right. He did write to the Permanent Secretary to apologize, but what about the public? No apology to the members of the public who were offended by this. I know you were asking. What about the recruits were there? Those female recruits were there. The male recruits were there.
Did he apologize to them?
Well, but did they get it was a joke? Maybe you had to be there to get the joke. Maybe they all laughed. Maybe they did. It's always a lot of nervous laughter around here when folks say things. But okay, all right. So it was not meant. We were theorizing that yesterday, that it was perhaps taken out of context. It might have been trying to be funny, but all right. So again, the bigger issue is the challenge Maybe they're all big issues. The fact that they're having such a hard time finding men to work in the prison. We'll get to that in a bit, but I do want to read some of the fallout. The people calling for the commissioner's resignation. They're not finding this funny at all. So LaRoda, the Minister LaRoda, addresses in the House after Killarney MP Michaela Barnett Ellis requested clarification on whether Clare's comments reflect departmental policy and honor the government's commitment to equal treatment. Barnett Ellis noted that the law prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex. And then in a statement, Women United President Lisa Bostwick-Dean called for Clare's resignation and an investigation into the Department of Correctional Services recruitment process and policies. Bostwick-Dean said Clare's implication that female recruits will face tougher scrutiny and consequences than male recruits is inappropriate and insulting to women, and raises flags about his capability to lead a mixed-gender squad with impartiality. The statement said, quote, to imply that female recruits should be held to a harsher standard where even a single mistake disqualifies them while struggling male recruits would be massaged and coddled is unjust and reinforces a troubling double standard. His statement institutionalizes a double standard that devalues the achievements of women and sends a dangerous message that competence matters less than gender. The commissioner's statement is discriminatory, demeaning, and wholly unbefitting of a senior public official, given that he has publicly declared that he will apply a different, more forgiving standard to male recruits while reserving a zero-tolerance approach for women. He has demonstrated that he can no longer lead a mixed-gender squad with impartiality. He has openly admitted to an intent to discriminate, which not only erodes the trust and morale of the women under his command, but also exposes the Department of Corrections to substantial legal liability for wrongful dismissal. Under these circumstances, Commissioner Clare can no longer command the confidence of the women he is meant to lead, and we therefore call for his resignation. Bostwick-Dean said that the goal of attracting more qualified men must be pursued through higher standards and further investment in education, not through lowering the bar for men at the expense of women. And she pushed for a balanced representation of women and men across all fields. Okay. Let's get your reaction to that. Interesting statement there from Women United.
Yeah. But resignation? Yeah.
I don't know. But definitely a public apology is needed, and a statement to the public that he was not. He was making a point. A very interesting way to make the point, perhaps. Right. But something, yes, it just can't be. I don't understand this. Apologize to the permanent secretary. What's going on here? What?
Maybe his suggestion, what he was saying was that it's unfortunate that he has to allow the men a second chance because he can't find much. I don't know.
Don't say that out loud.
I don't know.
You can't say that out loud.
I don't know.
And like Bostwick-Dean is saying, you're opening yourself up to lawsuits. Almost every woman who's been fired in the past few years probably has grounds to sue. Probably, I don't know. But let's hear from you. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. And again, we asked this yesterday. Didn't hear much about it because people were still trying to process the comments. But what are we going to do? We know we've had this crisis for decades, right? The standards are getting lower and lower. We are really playing around with our boys in school and not taking education. Well, not everybody, of course. But I mean, for a large number of people, this is just not a priority. And people have been saying it's been like that ever since tourism became the bread and butter, right? Yeah. You just, to quote a previous caller, BS your way through school, and then you go and get a job at a hotel and get yourself a Honda, and you've made it.
Yeah,
that's what the Bahamas has apparently. That's what we stand for. And then we've been ridiculed by others in the Caribbean for this, but this is what it seems to be the Bahamian dream.
Well, how is a prison officer job looked at?
And that's another thing. Perhaps they've got to work on
the
on
conditions,
the optics of that.
and then the conditions that you're subjected to. Not just the prisoners are subjected to the conditions, so are the
And I don't
workers.
think people talk about that, right?
Yeah.
If you are working around people who have to use slop buckets every day, and around people who are in adult diapers and being changed by other inmates, I mean, that does not create the most harmonious working environment.
Right.
So there are too many issues with the whole facility.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do about it?
Exactly.
So a lot of issues here. Let's get into it. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Brother Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
How you doing?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm good, Mr. Robot.
Good morning.
Dwight, I and you, let's not fight this morning. But, you know, you called me insane many times.
What?
You called me insane many times. And I still see you as my brother. We disagree to agree. But sometimes in this country, I am confused. Let me say this. Is it true what the commissioners say or not?
Which part?
About the young men are not being prepared.
It's true.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
It is true. It is true what I've been saying, that the family structure is eroded.
Absolutely.
Is it true that you're seeing a reflection of this in our society?
Of course.
Is it true that mothers normally come on the radio, although their son hurt somebody else's child, and often say, "My good son"?
Indeed.
Dwight, do you believe we have a gender war?
See, this is the part I don't know what you mean. Explain yourself. When you keep saying that, how, what?
Okay, that will take a little long. I'll pass that.
Well, I mean, this is the time for the conversation, right? We're having a crisis.
Listen, me and you're not going to fight this morning. Dwight, you are my brother, you know.
But you got to
You are
explain
my
what you
brother.
mean when
Don't
you say
believe.
that.
You know, I said I hold no malice when you call me insane, but you already admit to a few of the premises that I've raised.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight, we going to have to say it for what it is. You know, how come the same school that boys and girls attend, the girls is advancing and the boys are being left behind? Something is not wrong with that.
There are boys who are doing well in these schools.
We agree.
Yeah.
I have grandboys who are doing very well in school.
Yeah.
3 point and above.
And there are girls who aren't doing well in these schools. Yeah.
Oh, right. But
Yeah.
I'm saying
But
the
for the most
percentage
part, right? Okay.
the percentage shows that the girls are excelling more than the boys. Do you believe we need more mentorship in schools to help boys?
Certainly, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I heard a good doctor a moment ago. What's his name, doctor?
Dr. Richard Adderley.
And I share some of his views. Dwight, you know, one day, face to face, I and you will have a conversation. I share a lot of his views because I have experience on what he is talking about. In my career, men are hurting and they are afraid to vent because of what society will look and how they will look at them.
Mm-hmm.
The family structure is the major institution. And guess what? Friends from that liberal gang called the Christian Council, they still cherry pick issues until you decide to help them to fix this from a spiritual point of view. They are a group, a gang of liberals who cherry pick issues and close their eyes to some.
The Christian Council. Okay.
They're a group of liberals who cherry pick issues. We do have a problem with mail. I support the commissioner. I support him because I see in this every day.
Oh, yeah,
I am
but you don't, and again, he was joking, he says, but you don't support the
listen
fact
to
that
me.
you should have different rules for male recruits versus
I still
female
believe the
recruits,
sister.
right?
I believe the sister, she is always prepared to fight a gender war. That's her demeanor. That sister always wants to fight a gender war, and this is a gender war.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Gender war. Is it a gender war if you just say we shouldn't have different rules for people based on their gender? That is calling for war? We say that for everything, right? You don't want different rules because of your race. We don't want different rules because of your height. We don't want different rules, right? Isn't that where we're... So why is it a war if you're saying gender? Okay, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Thank you so much.
Turn down your radio and speak to us. Hi.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, Dwight. My take on the issue is, first of all, he's a public servant. We pay his salary. Secondly, that place is called the place of correction, where people who did wrong or was found guilty by jury, whatever else, for rape and murder and whatever else have you.
Some people are on remand. They haven't had their day in court yet.
But for some reason, they've been arrested and they're being held until it happens. So that is supposed to be a correction institution. In other words, we're praying for the day when people go there, they be corrected. When they come out, they come with a different attitude. But if you've given them the same attitude that they had when they went in there, and you're supposed to be the one who's supposed to change them, you're the leader. But you have the attitude yourself. It could be maybe some of those overseers been around that area and those people for so long, so many years, it has come down on them. And they mentally are thinking the same way against women or against men. Because we know when we were growing up, our main thing was go to school and go to church. Get an education so when you come out, you get a better job. With a better job, you could get your own property, you build your own home, you could get a nice lady, start a family all over again. Like the gentleman just called you said, the family structure has been eroded. The country is being eroded, but this is happening all around the world. It's like lifestyle has changed all around the world. And it's now right here in the Bahamas, but we've been going through this for over a period of years. And we seem to be just doing the same thing over and over and over again. We have to find a way to say, hey, we can stop it now, nip it in the bud. Let's turn it around. They say it's a change. We voted for progress. Then let's progress. Let's progress. Let's change. Let's make it better.
Okay.
You want peace and happiness in your constituency, in your area, in your home.
I'm not sure how we're getting this into politics, but okay. But I mean,
sometimes I even listen to maybe one or two talk show hosts. The way they scream and row and talk to callers and call them all kind of ill names. Yesterday I heard a talk shows calling people dumb and stupid and ignorant and this and that and the next. And that's a talk show host.
Well, some people are, though. I mean, so that's what you are. That's what you get called. But I hear you, Sparky. Thank you very much.
Talk show host.
You got a lot of to call the place that does the stuff you're complaining about. But okay. Yeah. Well, we this is a home thing. This is primarily a home thing.
Absolutely.
You can't blame your MP for this. You can't blame. Absolutely. I don't even think you can blame the church. Maybe you can a little bit.
The church is where you admonish parents to raise their children correct.
But they got to go to church first. Yeah. So
that's why you can't. Why are you even bringing it up? You can't really blame the church.
But there you go. So this is us. This is us, and it's been decades. It's been decades. And I mean, we cannot gloss over what the commissioner said. They can't find enough boys, men with even 2 BJCs, not BGCSEs, BJCs.
Oh, you said BJC?
BJCs. They barely can. The minimum requirement is 5 BJCs, the 9th grade test. People are doing the 8th grade now. They can't find people with 2.
Who want to be prison guards?
Well, yes, that too. Please, don't act like other industries are like, oh, we got tons of 5 BJC people over there.
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
that's a problem across. That's a nationwide problem. Nationwide problem. But yes, who want to be prison?
Go back to school.
Officers. Who's going to do that?
I don't know.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And like I said yesterday, folks are using that as a default. They're telling people, oh, don't worry, not everybody's academic. You just go get a trade, go get a trade, go get a trade, go get a trade. And those things require you to have sense. You need to be able to read. You need the math.
But what does it
more
say,
than most?
What does it say if you don't? If they say you have 5 BJCs, which means you don't have any BGCSEs.
You better believe it.
So that case. That scenario is even worse for that person.
Yeah,
they never finished school.
Probably not. But the girls have them.
Well, we know that. They've been doing better than some of the men.
Yeah. It's a crisis.
It is.
But the people of the Bahamas are focused on some other things, it seems. All the wrong things. And perhaps we need to celebrate Commissioner Clear for... Because if he had just said we can't find people with 2 BJCs, that might have been buried in the back of the paper. But if he said what he said, that was a headline story.
That was his plan all along.
Maybe it was. Maybe he deserves an award for bringing to light a crisis that the country's facing and that employers have been telling us about for a long time. But they've been accused of being all manner of other things instead of speaking the truth. That they cannot find qualified people to work even basic jobs in this country. Well, qualified Bahamians to work basic jobs in this country.
Well, we've got a minister of education who's used to be a big employer, so maybe he'll look at things differently these days.
This is going to take a generation, perhaps.
It will, but you got to start somewhere and sometime.
Let's hear from you, caller. Good morning, you're on the air. Hi, good morning, you're live. Yes, we can hear you. Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. How are you doing?
Doing well. Turn on your radio for us, please.
Sorry about that. Yeah, good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Yeah, and Dwight, while I find the commissioner's comment interesting, right? I don't think it was really him resigning, probably rephrasing it, but my thing is the bigger issue that you ended the segment on that just now you spoke about, the issue concerning our young men.
Yeah.
And that message has been lost throughout it, even though I hear you talk about it, but what are we going to do? What are we going to do to address this concerning issue? And you might get offended right by what I'm going to say, but I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to make a point. What I find interesting too, right? These women who are calling for Mr. Clare to resign. Very interesting. The minute you talk about gender, I mean, we've seen it amongst our men. We have been discriminated against for years. For example, if you're applying for a house, who they normally look at? Women and children. Single fathers. We have a hard time in this country trying to elevate. Then you talk about it, but our message gets lost in the rubble. Then on the other hand, you have these women, right? They talk about Mr. Clare to resign. They find the word offensive. What I find more offensive as a man is this, though. We have our abortion laws in the Bahamas. And this is very timely, right? We have our abortion laws in the Bahamas we deal with persons who commit abortions if they're found guilty. But yet, on the other hand, our law states that if a pregnant woman loses her life through violence, irrespective of how late she is and her pregnancy, the unborn fetus does not count. But yet, we could find one woman in this country who is prepared to address this issue. That's a woman's issue. But why are these women afraid to address this issue concerning the defenseless unborn fetus whose life is interrupted because their mother's life is murdered? That's a simple issue. But why aren't they willing to address it?
Well, Cleaver, I think women, men, a lot of people, I know you talk about it. Women have talked about it. Unfortunately, it's our lawmakers. Our lawmakers don't seem to think it's a big deal, a priority. So
yeah, because they can't get enough women out there to speak out against it. That's their issue. That's their child. But women are not touching it. The women, they formed this so quickly. These responses come out concerning Mr. Clare's comments or words. But these same liberal women will not touch it. And I don't know why.
No, they have before. They have before.
Right. You see any campaign there to get the legislators to address this issue? Like they launched this campaign now for Mr. Clare to resign? That's the same level?
I think it's a campaign. It's just a statement. But
watch the comments and how much they're going to continue on. Maybe they go under a rock and hide after hearing me making these comments because they should be shamed. But they're not going to address the issue concerning our laws not recognizing the unborn child.
Okay.
But they're going to talk about some other things.
I do want to say, I think that issue is bigger than men and women. I think all of us, whoever it is, if it's only men, we need to speak out about it. That has to change.
I am, but we want some women to join us. These same women who speak out, I'm the new F&M MP. I approached her about this issue too. Nothing to date. And it's a reason why they're not speaking out to protect the unborn fetus whose life is interrupted because their pregnant mother life ended through violence. They're not going to touch
What is the reason? What could possibly be the reason?
I guess, abortion is very high in this country, Dwight. Abortion is very high. Even though one don't have none to do with the other, But I don't know why they don't want to. Maybe the reporter's going to ask these women why they're not going to touch it and why you're afraid to speak out on it. Maybe you need to ask them.
All right. Thank you very much. I don't think there's a movement to not touch it.
Maybe the incidences.
Right, I was going to say the frequency of it. Although one is too many,
obviously,
but it maybe that's not a top priority issue. But I don't think they're like, oh no, we can't touch this. But I hear you. To abortion, that's wow. Oh boy. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Dwight, I didn't know the context of his speech until I really watched the news last night. But I found his comments both discriminatory and threatening. Where in the Bahamas can you just willy-nilly fire somebody without the recourse of an appeal? Okay, to hear your case off for a further appeal as far as, to say to what cause you can just terminate somebody. At the time, Dwight in the Bahamas, baby tried.
Well, no, he definitely didn't say without cause. He didn't say without cause. But he said if you're messed up, you're getting fired. If you're a woman, we will try to work with the men.
Yes, but that's almost the same thing. It's discriminatory. And it's threatening.
It is discriminatory, but it's not without cause.
Okay, but Dwight. Okay, at the time, maybe trying to promote the advancement of women and equal opportunity for women. I found that disturbing. I think at least he should have been actually suspended. To send a clear message to the person who take that as a joke. Okay, who take those same comments as a joke. At least he should be suspended. Because this is the same Commissioner Dwight, him along with the Attorney General, every year, they have questions unlawfully held, possible prison, who costs us thousands of dollars.
What?
Okay? And yet he still get his bonus, and then he retires, he's also going to get his pension. Okay? So there's no punishment for him, he still gets that. He had the women have one chance.
Okay.
Like, come on, he need to be at least suspended.
I don't think the prison's holding people in just unlawfully. That's okay. Well, I hear you. Dwight, I think you said it too, would be satisfied with a public apology.
Yeah.
Just apologizing to PS. I don't know what that's about. What is that about? Did he call the PS's name in this speech? Did he say, me and the PS gonna fire gals before we fire the what? No, he didn't.
Very weird.
I don't know what that's about. If this is a government thing, y'all are weird. The public service, just what century are you in? Which universe are you in? I don't know what are you up? What is up with you people? What is that? Apologize to the PS. Anyway, apologize to us. Apologize to us and to the recruits. That would be satisfactory. We get your point. It was a very dramatic way to make a point. So many words I could use. The wrong way to make a point. Yeah. Very wrong. But we must not ignore the point that you're trying to make. And not enough people are talking about that, it seems. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Thank you for taking my call.
Hi.
For a moment there, I thought you were being cross-examined by a really smart prosecutor.
Which part?
But you held up well.
What? When? When was this?
I think his name is Father P or Mr. P.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Our friend.
I like when you two go at it, man.
Oh, boy.
I decided to just listen then. But, Dwight, I feel as though that we are in this condition, and I call this condition hell. Because when there were only 2 people on this planet, and then there were 4, there were problems. Somebody decided I can kill my brother, and I can run away. And this seems to be following us from Cain and Abel, right? And the Bible talks about prophecy, and this is to be expected, but we have to find our way to navigate. Because I was told that I have free will. Now, I'm wondering how I can have free will when prophetically it is said that except the days be shortened, there'll be probably nobody saved. Because it looks as though we are heading on a roller coaster just down the road. And that prison official, I wonder what else was he saying behind closed doors, not publicly, to females. You see, because if that is in him, it has to have been coming out before. Just putting people, segregating and speaking down to females. But I think it's because of the condition, and again, like
it's a bit of a stretch.
Sorry?
It's possible, but it could possibly be a stretch too. But I hear you. Anyway,
yeah, but
okay.
no, but face it. See, normally what's inside you will come out, and it comes out time and time again to the point where you just couldn't help yourself. Now you have to face apologies.
Yikes.
Possibly. All right? So we need to look at the condition that these people are working in that I could very easily call hell. Visited there before as a guest. And I think most of those fellas don't realize that they should go there as a guest and try to not go back. But yeah, as the population grows, these things are going to go and continue. And except the days be shortened. And maybe we need to be visited by someone from outer space, like a big, big, big rock, and that fix this system.
Oh, my gosh.
That's just how I feel.
I need to meet you one day. Your mind is fascinating. Met by a big rock, eh? Okay. I always think about what the next ruler of the earth, how they will talk about us. Like how we talk about the dinosaurs. How are they going to view humans? Will we be seen as comical, or will they be impressed? They actually used to put themselves in prisons.
Put themselves.
Yeah. Some would be in there for life. Isn't that amazing? What type of creature? Caller, what say you? Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Dwight and Chester, have you considered that the things that we discussed about this in other workforce environments, endemic of us repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? Right, in 2016, we had this discussion when the National Development Plan, or was it 2015? The National Development Plan was put out in regards to us making advanced plan and layout of the sector. Same complaint coming from the chamber. And the problem is because we have no written policy, no framework for workforce development, where we look at the gap analysis as to exactly where we are today and where we want to go, the skill sets we need to train in advance, salary compensation at where we are today and what should be adjusted to happen. And so what we do is we have, like the minister said, remember I said just a couple of days ago, whenever there's a problem, you'll have a minister come out and say, that's not in our policy, and you have no reference to go and read the policy what he's referring to, because there's none that is published.
My goodness.
Because that's why we have 5-year celebrities with sound right governance. So, but when you look at the workforce, and we train 25,000...
But before you go on, though, I mean, is this what this is about, or is it really just a personal issue, your family not regarding your education as something...
But my point to you is this. I know today 100 young people I would like to direct them as to what to do for the next 10 years. Tell me where I can find the information to direct them, except to tell them randomly, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is what I believe. And so we talk about training 25,000 people during the last election. What do we train them for? No one knows. No one knows exactly what they train in. We talk about soft skill, hard skill, all these different things. We talk about 45 different economy models. And we can't get 200 people in each of those. Let's use the creative economy as an example. We have the creative economy, the orange economy, and the creator economy that we treat as one and the same. But that alone could hold thousands of people. But you can't find me a framework to put 200 people in that economy. What about the green economy that we have spent millions traveling the world for, and the ocean economy and the carbon economy? Can you find me the framework and the guideline to put 200 in each of those? You can't. We say, prepare ye. Opportunities are here. And if you don't prepare yourself and make ready, and you should get your businesses started. And no one knows what they're starting for. They don't know an environment. It's like might as well throw us all in the washer after giving us all a couple shots of Colic and sand, and then say, stand up, stand up.
Thanks a lot. I don't know if I agree, Cialan. I mean, I'm sure there are people who don't know where to begin. But there are a whole lot of people who have done it, have begun, did their own research, and found out the things they needed to do to get to where they wanted to be, had a vision from when they were young, and set off, or maybe not young, but set off on the path. No?
Yeah, absolutely.
But is that what we're saying? We need the government to take over everything and do everything for everybody? Yes? That's what we're saying?
Sounds like what we typically say.
Did they do that for you?
No.
I know they didn't do it for me. So this is personal choice. You've decided that you're going to wait for other people to create the path for you. And then you're mad that the path wasn't created.
Yep.
There are options out there created by the people you think should be making the path for you, but you want them to grab you hands, maybe the toes, as the commissioner puts it, and lead you to, I don't know. I find it strange. Let's get to the text messages. A whole lot of text messages here. This person says here, everyone isn't going to university. When all they needed to be is the age of 16. We need to meet people where they are and stop with this nonsense about BJC, etc.
Let's go to war then. Didn't realize it was that simple.
If there's another text, if the corrections commissioner needs to resign, well, then the minister of finance must resign. Wow. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Then, I mean, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. The rubber will soon meet the road. While it sounds bad to say in public, he's 100% right. Prison officers don't use guns or weapons for obvious reasons. When there are no men to put in place, they try to put the women in. That's not what this is about, though. It's not about that. I see a lot of people texting and they posting that on social media, but you can't expect these women to handle these big men. That's not what you're looking at this on a very surface level.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like, we just like men, we need the men. No, it isn't that. Anyway, okay. When there are no men to put in place, try to put these women inside those cells with the men. Let's see how y'all equal rights beliefs hold up. Those prisoners are cold-hearted killers and rapists, and they'll have a field day. Okay. So if there's a prison fight or breakout, do they send into female? You're not getting the point. They can't find the men. They don't have any men.
Right.
It's not that they're trying to...
They found some, but they don't qualify.
Right. There are a few who did, but not compared to the number of women who qualified. That's not what this is about. You're looking at this in the wrong way. This is probably why I got so many people with only 2 BJCs. Unfortunately, this isn't the stupidest thing that he has uttered publicly. Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Okay.
He should apologize to the baby people and step down.
Oh, boy.
Wow, my goodness gracious. There is a gender war, and it's against the males. We have to remember when God wanted to build the world, he started with a man. And right now the system is designed to destroy the man. This is why society can't get no better, because the man is the foundation, and Satan's plan is to destroy men. That's why everything is so female-centric.
Maybe.
This is a recent development, or this is from the beginning of time?
A long time.
But it's just coming to fruition now. Satan's plan is finally working, and women are taking over. Yeah?
Maybe.
This is, right?
This is the point in
because in the 1700s, the man was still the king, literally. But now, suddenly, the tide has turned, and Satan is taking over. Okay. Thank you very much. Good to know. Wow.
It's this point in human history.
It took a long time, but Satan is in it for the long haul. Well,
we continued our erosion as people.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Satan. I believe that some of the reasons why we are faced with comments like that from the BDOC leader is because we have to stop putting people as leaders of these institutions who don't have any training to lead the department. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but wow. Okay. The Bahamas and the world is being infected with a selfish culture and untoward generation without any morals or biblical values. The heart of many hath vax cold. And is it vax?
They put V?
Vax.
That's awesome.
I'm sure they bet wax, maybe.
They're very good Bahamians, that's all.
But hath, once you start using hath. And heartless with no value to life. Come, Jesus, come and save these people again.
That's right.
Let's make it equal. That's what the cry is about. Let him resign and make it equal. Female officers expected to do the exact same work as the men. Let's make it equal. Clearly the BJC crisis is real because you're not understanding what's happening. He's focused on all the wrong things. The information given by the Commissioner of Corrections is an issue that was known in the law enforcement community for a few years now. Mr. Clare and ex-police Commissioner Fernander and a few others were dealing with this reality for years, and in 2022 made efforts to correct this problem. They introduced the LEAP program, Law Enforcement Empowerment and Preparedness Initiative, to give persons who may have just missed the passing requirements to join the police force and BDOCs a second chance through a 6-week educational program to assist them in being better prepared, better equipped to retake the entrance exams. Okay, all right, great stuff. Where do we stand with that now? sounds like there might still be some issues
Which entrance exam?
to get into those agencies.
There was a problem with recruitment with the Defense Force at some point recently, too.
Yeah. He said it in what we read yesterday. He said that he, after the fact, learned about the National Training Agency. That means that Mr. Clear needs to listen to Guardian Radio and Morning Blend a bit more because they've come on every time they're recruiting for the NTA. Well, not training, it's the National Youth Guard. The National Youth Guard. And I think they're, 4, maybe even 5 cohorts in?
Yeah.
But he says he just found out, and the police...
ton of people.
And the Defense Force snapped them all up. He couldn't get access to them.
There's no way.
That's
Not
what
all
he
of
said.
them.
He just learned about it not too long ago. Talking about one of our previous callers, Cleaver needs to lecture the men about speaking up for men's issues. Women are putting in the work to advocate for both women's and children's issues, and also men's issues too. Men need to stop thinking it's their job to tell women which issues they need to be concerned about when they are hardly able to advocate for themselves. Oh boy.
Well, the women starting with the men early as boys with their issues. So that's good. But that text was.
What do you expect when the government self-endorses criminal activities? What? And that's the model children have to look after. So that's why children aren't getting the BJCs and are flunking out of school, because they're looking at the government endorsing.
No.
Okay. Well, lots of excuses being made. Playing devil's advocate here, is it sexist if we pay more attention to little boys' education more than that of little girls, not to the detriment of girls, but ensure that the boys come up to the standard to allow them to be functioning people in society? Why are you saying playing devil's advocate? If you have children, demand the best from and for your children, whether they're boys or girls.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that.
No, for some people.
Don't make your boy work after school till 10 o'clock, but make the girl be in her room doing homework only, right? Or vice versa. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? You're looking for trouble. You're looking for trouble. This person says here, the particular issue of country workforce efficiency is a culture of the nation and driven by the government. What? There will always be those who luck out or get something through their connections. Oh, boy. Luck out. I don't think we used to talk like this in the 70s and 80s, though. I don't think we did. Even the 90s, we didn't talk like this.
No.
But now we're talking like this. This texter says here, as a former female member of a Bahamian uniformed branch, I would like to point out that women in uniform in what's considered a man's world already face these types of attitudes from their male counterparts, in particular sexual harassment, even though they complete the exact same training and are expected to carry out the exact same tasks, regardless of gender. To have the head of BDOCS make that type of statement, he should resign forthwith. He is not fit to lead a diverse set of officers, and in particular in this type of environment where the duties already have a high level of stress. He should do the honorable thing and resign. He's not fit to lead. Wow. So this person's talking about my age and that I have no children. You can't speak on any real issues.
What?
That might be a joke. I don't know. Could be.
Might be a joke.
Could be. Oh, plenty of it. Yeah, it's true. I know you always on the radio talking foolishness. You know nothing but no. Well, again, you're all the ones with only 2 BJCs. So, okay. Carry on.
Boy.
Carry on with your foolishness.
Oh, boy.
Let's take a quick break. This is Morning Blend. Morning Blend. This is Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us. Stay with us.
how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Are you a tourism business owner or ready to become one? At the Tourism Development Corporation, we work with tourism entrepreneurs at every stage, turning ideas into thriving businesses and helping existing ones grow. From business development support and funding opportunities to targeted initiatives and strategic partnerships, we're here to help you take that next step. Build your future in tourism with the Tourism Development Corporation. TDCBahamas.com to learn more.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. An Abaco-based poultry farmer says locally produced golden yolk eggs are facing strong competition from imported eggs from producers like U.S.-based Hillendale Farms. Abaco Big Bird Poultry Farms Operations Manager Lance Pinder telling Guardian Business that as a result of the COVID pandemic, a lot of smaller egg producers are being hit with staff shortages and other production challenges. Now, larger producers like Hillendale are getting back to their pre-pandemic levels of production. You can read more about his concerns in today's Guardian Business section. The Bahamas is ranked the fourth least corrupt country in the Americas behind Canada, Uruguay, and Barbados, and ahead of the United States in Transparency International's Corruption Perception Index 2025. Executive Director of Org Bahamas, Matt Aubrey, telling Guardian Business yesterday that despite being ranked the fourth least corrupt country in the Americas, behind Barbados and ahead of the U.S., the bigger story here isn't that we're ranked fourth in the region. It's what the trend is telling us about trust. He said the Bahamas is still performing relatively well compared to many countries in the region, but the score declined. CPI isn't measuring actual corruption cases, it's measuring how corruption risk, accountability, and integrity are perceived by experts and business leaders, or it's really a proxy for confidence in institutions. And CIBC Caribbean's rollout of Google Wallet support in the Bahamas and 4 other regional markets, marking another step forward in the Caribbean's digital payments evolution, although the region still remains behind Europe and parts of Asia, where mobile wallets and wearable payments have been mainstream for years. The banking group releasing a statement yesterday heralding the latest digital payments initiative, even as CIBC Caribbean prepares for a significant ownership transition following last month's announcement that Bermuda-based Butterfield has agreed to acquire CIBC's 91.7% stake in the regional bank in a transaction valued at about $1.8 billion. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, your market movers. Bahamas First Holdings moving 1,000 shares, closing at 220, up 10 cents. Bank of the Bahamas moving 3,000, up 5 cents, closing at 8.45. Bahamas Property Fund moving 500, unchanged to $12. Bahamas Waste moving 3,200, up 76 cents to 10.26. Commonwealth Bank moving 53,088, down 1 cent to 4.30. Famgar moving 600 unchanged at 7.73. Focol moving 1,800, closing at 7.20 unchanged. Consolidated Water up 9 cents, closing at $6.04. And Emir Incorporated up 12 cents, closing at $12.61. The Basic All Share Index closing at 3,219.51, up 1.11. That's your Market Watch. And that is your Morning Business Report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. Chester Rewards, we're out of time. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yes, sir.
Some wild text messages coming in the last minute. Here, I've got to save some of these for another day to read on the air. But anyway, everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas. There the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Lock, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of